In this video, we're going to talk about mortgage networks. You know, you must be an appointed representative under somebody, but how do you know which one you should go with? There's so much choice. How do you make the decision on who's going to suit you best? Well, I'm going to give you some hints, tips, thought processes. As I've been in the industry since 2003, I've been directly authorised since 2008, and I've traded under a couple of the networks, and also have nearly 200 mentees with a variety of different networks. So I've got a good understanding of who does what and how you can make the right choice for your business. So mortgage networks are essentially a company that sits between, the FCA and you. They provide compliance support is their main function. But as that main function, every single one has a different level of support that they will give you. I was with Primus for 6 months in 2008 when I wanted to leverage the responsibility of checking mortgage advisors and I wanted to remain doing marketing and business and sales and lead generation. And I didn't want to end up checking advisors' files. I was worried about making sure that my advisors adhere to the FCA guidelines, followed the right advice. And actually, when you take on advisors, yes, you have to give them an element of support and make sure that they're following your systems and processes. But also you have to check the advice that they're giving consistently to make sure that they're adhering to the rules. Well, when you become an appointed representative, an AR, that's the network's responsibility. So over and above that, you then have networks who provide a lot of support. Some of them focus on one-man bands. Others focus on small firms. Other networks want you to grow huge organisations into the stratosphere, be doing £5-10 million a year. So the big thing I can start with saying is you need to do your own research. When I was considering a network at the end of 2017, I spent 6 months. I spoke to MAB, I met with MAB, Mortgage Advice Bureau, Stonebridge, Primus, HLP, Just Mortgages, Open Work Direct, Intrinsic. So that's 7 networks because I was doing my own research. Now, I have been directly authorised since 2008. When I joined the self-employed market in 2006, I was with Personal Touch, who are now part of Primus and LSL Group. And the reason why I decided to go directly authorised is because I have a background of Alexander Hall, Woolwich, Connells, and I knew that I was very, very compliant. And being a small firm in 2008, when I wanted to take on my first broker, I had to send them to Birmingham to go on a weeks-long training course, and I had to pay for a hotel. I had to pay for them to not be there, and it's going to cost me like £1,000, which in 2008 was, a lot of money for me starting out. And I was thinking, no, sod that, I'll go directly authorised. Now, it was a lot easier in 2008 to get direct authorisation from the FCA. And what I can say before I go back to ARs is there are compliance companies who can give you the assurance, the support when it comes to compliance, file checks, FCA regulations, management information, Ramar reporting, Gabriel reporting as it's also known, where you have to submit your fees and everything to the FCA every 6 months. There are companies who can support you with that. And that can also help you gain authorisation through the likes of HSBC, who my brokerage has, Bank of Ireland, Clydesdale, which all too often, if you're directly authorised, you don't get access to, but they are on our books at Active Mortgage. Now, being an appointed representative is leveraging, first of all, the compliance support, but it's also making sure, I believe in today's market and today's world, that you need to, number one, check what their social media policy is like to make sure that you have the freedom, the flexibility, and the support and the guidance around social media. It's not going anywhere. it's only going to get better. It's only going to become more focused around marketing. It's going to be one of the best ways you can reach a wider audience. And if your network is limiting your ability or taking too long to check your social media work, then that should be a consideration. The next consideration, I think, is in terms of the support that you need and want to grow your business. In terms of, do you want things like monthly meetings or training sessions or masterminds or different corporate events? Do you want a league table where you can perform and you can be shown in? If you're a competitive person, then you really want something that gives you a league table every single month so that you can push yourself. Training is vital and consistent and ongoing. I created Financial Pro as a means to provide independent support and training from what's working in my brokerage, mostly around marketing, process, systems, sales. As I build my business, I pass that knowledge on to you, because I do find that when you are an appointed representative, you only get your information from one channel. Now, there is nothing wrong with that. Primus, HLP, Stonebridge, Just Mortgages, whoever it might well be. But the thing with the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, is they don't say what you can do. They only say what you can't. So everybody has a different interpretation of the law. And one of the best things that I know from having run several events and got mentees for well over 12 months now, they love the communication with other people from other networks, being able to converse and find out what's working over here and use it over there. And as great as your network is, you need to have somewhere where you can connect with other mortgage brokers, financial planners, will writers, IFAs, whatever it might well be, protection advisors, outside of your current appointed representative network, because that's the game changer for your business. So I actually went AR for 6 months, June 2018 through till December 2018 with Primus. A good friend of mine that I've known since I was 15 years old, Steve Partridge, is the owner or one of the co-owners of Mortgages First, who do nearly 600 mortgage applications a month over in Colchester. I used to work there for a very short period of time. He does call me the one that got away, because not many people leave and manage to make a success of it. Still got on really well with Steve, and he put me in through the top of Primus, through John Rand, the head at LSL, through then Richard Coulson and down into Primus. And I spent 6 months with them. Leadership training was great. The protection training that I went on was really good. The support and guidance and having a regional sales director was great. But for me, I just love the freedom and autonomy of my own brokerage and making the decisions that I need to. I love the reduced administration, because in being an appointed representative, not only do you have to give everything to the lender, but you also have to give everything to your network as well to make sure that your files are checked in relation to compliance. Not only do they want you to manage, this is just all networks, not just Primus, but not only do they want you to manage their CRM system for the reasons of compliance, but you also then have to manage your own. And I think this is one of the biggest mistakes that so many financial services professionals make, in not having your own CRM system, customer relationship management, something that controls your diary, your renewal dates, your review dates, the products that you've sold to your clients, the opportunities that you might have in other areas in the future to sell to them. Networks provide a system for compliance. They don't provide a system for sales. Even Mortgages First have got their own CRM system, which is how they've managed to grow, because you need the more detailed MI and control over your clients. Plus, if all your information is in the network CRM system and not in your own, and you do decide that you want to change, or the network changes for the bad, or then you're stuck. The sooner you build your own CRM system, the more freedom and flexibility you will have. It might create more work, but actually it's going to give you a better and more better future and more longevity as well in terms of your customers, your clients, and your control of your business. So I then think the next consideration, and probably one of the last considerations, which is where so many people go wrong, is percentage. Nigh on all networks charge you for the compliance support and everything that they offer to you. They all have similar access to lenders. They all have similar access to protection. They all have similar rates from lenders and from insurers. Some, in actual fact, will have a very limited panel of insurers that they use, and I recommend that you go with one that has a larger panel of insurers, and also that you go with one that doesn't have rated premiums. What rated premiums means is where generally, you might find the normal premium is £100, they will offer it at £125. Now, you do have the option to commission sacrifice to bring the premium down, because in charging a higher premium, you also get more commission, because that's how we get paid as brokers. But if you've got a limited panel and you're charging rated premiums, you're not doing the best thing for your customer. And I disagree with that completely. If you're with a network that has rated premiums, then I believe you should move, because it's about doing what's right for your customer, and you want something that is level playing field, and you need access to a vast array of insurers. The difficulty I also find with networks from my perspective is we do a lot of specialist lending, tricky commercial, bridging, development, portfolios, buy-to-lets, self-employed income, and with a network they require you to go to a packager most of the time. And a packager is a firm that sits between you and the lender. And that adds another piece into the puzzle, and it often makes it difficult. I've had the owner of Brightstar on my podcast. His name is Rob Jupp. He's probably the leader of the #1 packager in the UK. Really like Rob. It's an Essex-based company where I live. He won Personality of the Year in 2019. And I think, for me, I would much rather deal with the lender directly and build the relationships directly. Again, it adds more longevity to the business. It also means that we earn more as a result. But in looking at all the different networks that are around, percentage is the last thing that you should look at. It should be about support. It should be about guidance. It should be about what's the vision for your business. Do you just want to be one person with an administrator? Because every single one of you should have at least a PA or administrator. It's the same role, but you should have somebody who supports you on the lower value activities, the non-income generating tasks, I should say. So you should find a network that supports you and your vision for your business, provides you with the support, guidance and training that you need in order to be able to build the business that you want and earn the income that you need and want. That is vital. If your business isn't supporting you financially in the way in which you want it to, then you don't have a successful business. And your network should give you the option of making sure that you are able to build the business that you want. They should support you every which way, financially, and also making sure that you have the coaching, the mentoring, the teaching, the training, the support, the guidance. And if you don't, then you need to look at a new network. You also need to join Financial Pro. You need to be part of the academy, because that will give you such a low value cost of support around building your business and gaining more knowledge around vision, marketing, process, sales, people, recruitment, and your business model. But ultimately, your network can only suit you based on the research that you do. You need to speak to others and find out which networks they're with. But if I was going to give you a list of the top ones that you need to speak to, then you should speak to Primus, you should speak to HLP, you should speak to Stonebridge, the Right Mortgage Network, Mortgage Intelligence would probably be my top ones. There is Just Mortgages, Open Work, MAB, but I'm not massive fans of them for various reasons that I won't care to share. Well, I'll share, but I won't be specific. Some of them have a smaller panel of insurers. Some of them offer rated premiums. Some of them, their main product is financial and IFA rather than mortgage, which is great if you're an IFA and you want to add that into your business. But where mortgage is perhaps secondary, that's not going to be their primary support that they're going to give you. They don't have good support around social media. They make life extremely difficult. And you need to make sure that you have the one that supports you and your vision and your goals for your business. So the only way that you're going to know which network is the right network for you is to phone them all, is to meet them all, is to discuss your vision, come up with your plan and find out which one's going to help you achieve it. Percentage should not be a consideration, because at the end of the day, if you get 80% and no support, no guidance, no help, no love, no attention, no meetings, no trainings, no masterminds, and you're getting 80%, but you get 70% with another one, for example, or let's say, let's say you get 90% with one that gives you nothing, and then with another one you get 80 or 85 or 75% with one that gives you all of those things that I just mentioned. It's about value, because if at the end of the day you can only write 100 grand on your own with no support and you're getting £90,000, but another one enables you to write £200,000 and they're going to take 20% of your business, well, all of a sudden you've doubled your earnings. This is where I think so many people in financial services go wrong. You look at cost, you look at percentage, you're money people, and you don't look at the actual value that you're getting for the cost that for the investment that you're paying. You know, so many people have left the academy, for example, over the last 18, 19 months due to time, not prioritizing time. But I guarantee that they're still in the same position that they were when they joined. I guarantee that if they'd have stayed, they would have and invested at least an hour a week, they would have easily made back the £1,200 that it cost them to be a member for the year. Because one sale one piece of information, one bit of value across the year could make you one mortgage that might make you £2,000-3,000. And yet, just because you're not engaged in it every day, every month, you think that you're not getting value. There's peaks and troughs in business. Sometimes you have to take a back step in order to move forward. But when you leave, you've then got no commitment. It's just a case of if, for example, if an athlete gets injured, do they completely stop training and doing everything, following the nutrition and the guidance? No, they still have everybody around them. They just slow things down. They focus on what they need to focus on. And then when they're back to full fitness, they go all in on everything again. Business is a roller coaster. And that's the same as when you support and you surround yourself with the right people. When you get stuck, who have you got to lean on? Well, you've got your network, you've got others that are around you, and that's where Financial Pro can often provide you with that support. So, kind of a bit waffly around mortgage networks, but the key takeaways really for you should be to focus on who's going to help you achieve your business goals, dreams, aspirations, and wishes. If you aren't clear on those, then I can help you work those out. Focus on not percentage, but value and support and guidance and mentoring and coaching. I've got people with Primus who are probably one of the best ones at helping you build a big organization. Richard Coulson's been on my podcast. And they are great for leadership and coaching and mentoring and training. I still have many mentees that are with me who are part of Primus. HLP have been on my podcast. Sean Armand, I've known him since 2008, 2009 under Legal and General days. They are great for the smaller brokerages who were looking to just have a small lifestyle kind of business, maybe 1 to 5 on the team. They've got a few larger ones, but the main bulk of their organisation is taken up by smaller ones. Then you have the others that I mentioned. Stonebridge, JLM, Mortgage Intelligence are probably the others that you should speak to. Do your due diligence, do your research, don't think about percentage, look at value over cost. I hope that helps you, and I hope that gives you some insights into which network is going to be the right one for you. Please make sure that you rate, review, subscribe, comment in, like this video, share this video with anyone that you know who potentially is looking at joining the industry with a network, not happy where they are, moaning, kicking, screaming about the one that they're currently with. Reach out to me if you have any direct questions. I'll be more than happy to provide any additional support, guidance, answers, mentoring, coaching that you might need in order to keep growing a fun and profitable lifestyle business. Have a fantastic day, and remember, now's the time to become pro.